Angel Reese is trying to go for the rebound and she smacks Aaliyah Edwards in the face. Angel Reese is suspended for the Indiana Fever game.
Angel Reese officially puts the Chicago Sky on notice. Stop bringing me these players.
Angel Reese in the Chicago Tribune is basically threatening to leave the Chicago Sky.
But doing this publicly is just torpedoing a locker room. I actually applaud Angel Reese for putting pressure on her front office.
At this juncture, you have to consider the possibility that she's playing her final game, Chicago Sky.
2 minutes ago, Angel Reese has stunned the WNBA after being suspended for slapping an opponent. And now she's hinting at an exit from the Chicago Sky. Could this be the beginning of the end for Reese in Chicago?
Angel Reese is suspended for the Indiana Fever game. Yep, Angel Reese has managed to go and get herself suspended for the Indiana Fever game.
Angel Reese went up for a rebound but caught Aaliyah Edwards in the face with a smack. While some argued Edwards exaggerated the contact, the officials had no choice but to issue a technical foul. In the WNBA, intent doesn't matter. Any hit to the face is automatically ruled a technical.
She takes a jump shot. Angel Reese is trying to go for the rebound and she smacks Aaliyah Edwards in the face. Absolutely sold by Aaliyah Edwards, but Angel Reese smacks Aaliyah Edwards in the face. It is what it is. With the way that the referees, the game's being refereed in the WNBA, this is a technical foul. A smack to the face is a technical foul, whether the intent is there or not. So I don't think there's anything we can say about that. But
the fallout goes far beyond a single missed game. Reese's suspension has thrust both her and the Chicago Sky into the spotlight, piling added pressure on the team. Some fans praised her fiery competitiveness, but others warned it could disrupt the locker room chemistry the Sky desperately need.
But doing this publicly is just torpedoing a locker room. I actually applaud Angel Reese for putting pressure on her front office, but I don't applaud how she has done it. And if you want to say, oh, but like they could have done something last season, what could they have done last season?
Adding fuel to the fire, Reese didn't hold back in a recent interview, making it clear she won't settle for the current situation in Chicago. She called for stronger teammates and hinted that without major changes, she could be forced to look elsewhere. Her suspension has only intensified the speculation surrounding her future.
Angel Reese in the Chicago Tribune is basically threatening to leave the Chicago Sky. And I wonder, is the Fever front office ready to build a team around Caitlin Clark that she deserves for the future of her career?
Reese openly challenged her own organization, declaring she wants elite talent around her, not just average teammates. She went as far as saying that if her demands aren't met, she could walk away from Chicago. With her suspension now in the mix, the tension between Reese and the Sky looks sharper than ever.
Angel Reese officially puts the Chicago Sky on notice. We're not doing the same thing this offseason that we did last offseason. Stop bringing me bums to play with. Stop bringing me Kia Nurses. Stop bringing me Rebecca Allens. Stop bringing me Ariel Atkins. Don't bring me Courtney Vandersloot, a champion, by the way. Two-time champion, by the way. Stop bringing me these players.
Angel Reese's sharp comments about her teammates and the Chicago Sky didn't sit well. By publicly calling out her coach and players, she's turned up the heat on the front office to land major free agents. But now questions about her conduct off the court are adding fuel to the fire, pushing this situation closer to a breaking point.
Well, it seems that Angel Reese's comments about the Chicago Sky organization and her teammates did not go over well. Andy Costabile, front office sports insider, is reporting that the damage may be irreparable between the Sky and Reese, given what Reese had to say, where she called out some of her teammates, she called out her coach, she tried to put pressure on the organization to make big free agent signings in order to keep her, and now they're calling into question her conduct off the court.
Reports suggest Angel Reese is growing frustrated with how things have unfolded in Chicago. In her own words, "We can't settle for what we have this year." She emphasized her desire to play alongside the best and is pressuring the front office to bring in top talent. Her comments highlight both her determination and her impatience to change the Sky's direction.
It sounds like Angel Reese may be done with the Chicago Sky, and I can't blame her as a Chicago Sky fan. Guys, the Chicago Tribune just reported on Angel Reese, and okay, she's not pleased. Just like us as fans, we're not pleased with how not only this current season of the Chicago Sky turned out, but also last season, okay? Season previously, in 2024, it was a hot mess. And Angel Reese held nothing back, okay? This is an article that she just did. I'm sorry, not an article, an interview she just did, rather.
Angel Reese has had enough of losing and is now hinting at a possible exit from Chicago. Frustrated with the Sky's struggles, she's made it clear that without real changes, she may have to chart a new path. Her growing dissatisfaction is a clear sign of just how fragile her relationship with the team has become.
Angel Reese is asking out of Chicago already. She's done with the Harold's chicken and mild sauce. Angel Reese is fed up, y'all. Angel Reese is fed up. She's tired of the losing. She's tired of being the gum on the bottom of the shoe of the league. She is fed up with the Chicago Sky, and it looks like Angel Reese wants out. It looks like she wants out.
Angel Reese didn't hold back when speaking on the Sky's lack of identity. She declared she's no longer willing to settle and demanded top-level talent. With her warning that this offseason is critical, the pressure now squarely falls on the organization, and her patience is clearly running out.
So it looks like Angel Reese is finally speaking out about the free agency, the lack of identity of the team, and just is she going to stay here long term or is she going to end up leaving? It's a lot going on in this article. I'm just now getting the information. You guys are tagging me in it, sending it to my DM. So I'm just getting it. We're not going to just read through it word by word. I've skimmed through some of it and we could just kind of talk about the topics and go from there. Again, I'm kind of learning this with you in real time.
Angel Reese made her stance clear by calling out the Chicago Sky for surrounding her with average talent. She said she doesn't want Kia Nurse, Rebecca Allen, or Ariel Atkins, and demanded only top-level players. Reese insisted she wants to play with the best of the best and won't settle for less.
Angel Reese officially puts the Chicago Sky on notice. We're not doing the same thing this offseason that we did last offseason. Stop bringing me bums to play with. Stop bringing me Kia Nurses. Stop bringing me Rebecca Allens. Stop bringing me Ariel Atkins. Don't bring me Courtney Vandersloot, a champion, by the way, two-time champion.
In her own words, Reese said, "I'd like to be here for my career, but if things don't pan out, obviously I might have to move in a different direction and do what's best for me." This shows she is already considering an exit from Chicago if her expectations aren't met.
I'm not settling for the same shit we did this year. Oh boy. Reese told the Tribune, we have to get good players. We have to get great players. That's a non-negotiable for me. I'm willing and wanting to play with the best. And however I can help to get the best here, that's what I'm going to do this offseason. So it's going to be very, very important this offseason to make sure we attract the best of the best because we can't settle for what we have this year. Overhaul this roster.
During an interview with the Chicago Tribune, Reese doubled down, stating that she will not accept the same failures as this year. She emphasized that great players must be brought in, calling it a non-negotiable. Reese directly threatened to leave if the front office doesn't step up in the offseason.
Angel Reese actually, in an interview in the Chicago Tribune, basically told Julia Poe that she's not settling for the same ish anymore. And pardon my French, but she does say, I'm not settling for the same shit we did this year. We have to get good players. We have to get great players. That is a non-negotiable for me. I'm willing and wanting to play with the best, and however I can help to get the best here, that's what I'm going to do this offseason.
Reese's frustration didn't stop at teammates. She also questioned whether veteran Courtney Vandersloot could return to form after her ACL injury. She bluntly said the team needs someone younger with championship experience, showing that she has little patience for rebuilding or loyalty to aging players.
I'd like to be here for my career, but things don't pan out. Obviously, I might have to move in a different direction, but I do what's best for me. But while I'm here, I'm going to try stay open-minded while I have about what I have here and maximize that as much as I can. From there, Reese dissected the Sky's roster, calling us specific teammates by name. She's quoted multiple times saying we need great players. And a source though front office reports that she wants Marsh to coach the team harder, which is fair, which is actually fair enough. She questioned whether veteran guard Courtney Vandersloot was capable of returning to form. At the age she's after tearing her ACL 7 games into the season, she went on to say, "We need someone probably a little bit younger with some experience, someone who's been playing the game and is willing to compete with championship and has done it before." There's one player that exists currently in this league.
Transcript 5, 559 to 636. Angel Reese admitted she wants to stay in Chicago, but added a clear warning. If the Sky don't make the necessary changes, she's out the door. Her comments carried a veiled threat, showing that her future with the team is hanging by a thread. With the Sky at the bottom of the standings, the possibility of her leaving is becoming very real.
That was said with a bit of a veiled threat, though. Said with a bit of a veiled threat where she basically implied that if they don't make the changes, she's out the door. And look, you could take that how you want to take it. This entire situation is about to get messier. Of course, Angel is going to be asked about it now. Her teammates will probably be asked about it now. And at this juncture, you have to consider the possibility that she's playing her final games with the Chicago Sky down the stretch of this season.
Angel Reese openly said, "I'd like to be here for my career, but if things don't pan out, I might have to move in a different direction." She explained that while she is trying to stay open-minded, her patience is wearing thin. This ultimatum makes it clear that her commitment to Chicago Sky depends entirely on major improvements.
And she quotes saying, "I am very vocal about what we need and what I want," Reese said. "I'd like to be here for my career, but if things don't pan out, obviously I might have to move in a different direction and do what's best for me, period. Put yourself first." I love it when women put themselves first. Enough of all this loyalty. They not acting like they got some sense, so it's time for me to leave. But while I am here, I'm going to try to stay open-minded about what I have here and maximize that as much as I can. Again, she's trying to be respectful. She's trying to be diplomatic. She's trying to be, just not ruffle no feathers. But it's like, again, we all see that you're suffering. And it's not just Angel Reese, it's the entire Chicago Sky. Look at Camila Cardoso.
Reese emphasized she would love to spend her career in Chicago, but repeated that she cannot settle for the same failures again. "We have to get good players. We have to get great players, she said. Without that, she may be forced to do what's best for her and seek opportunities elsewhere.
I'd like to be here for my career, but if things don't pan out, obviously I might have to move in a different direction and do what's best for me. Get the best here. That's what I'm going to do this offseason. I like to be here for my career, but if things don't pan out, obviously I might have to move in a different direction and do what's best for me."
In another statement, Reese pointed out that she wants to be vocal about her needs, and if the Sky don't respond, she's ready to move on. She highlighted how other teams like Golden State built strong rosters, while Chicago still lacks identity. Her message is clear. Without real changes, her time with the Sky could be over.
Here it is. She's saying, "I'm very vocal about what we need and what I want. I like to be here for my career, but if things don't pan out, obviously I might have to move in a different direction and do what's best for me. But while I'm here, I'm going to try to stay open-minded about what I have here and maximize that as much as I can."
Reports confirm that Angel Reese's comments caused unrest within the team. Multiple sources stated that the entire locker room had seen her remarks, and many players were unhappy. A team meeting was scheduled so teammates could confront her directly about the situation.
"We are aware of what Mar said. We're addressing it in-house currently speaking. That's where we'll stay," right? Multiple sources told Front Office Sports the entire team has seen Reese's comments that teammates are unhappy with direct attacks. A team meeting is planned at which players are expected to address Reese directly. Sky undoubtedly have issues of franchise. They were pegging the Athletics Anonymous players posed the worst from franchise in the league.
Reese made it clear she wants the Chicago Sky to be overhauled around only 2 players, herself and Camila Cardoso. Analysts pointed out that the franchise now faces a difficult choice: either commit to building around Reese or risk losing her to another team.
Angel Reese into an Alyssa Thomas type player. You need players to spread the floor. You need to go out and pay whatever it takes to get Azare or Alana Smith. That's the player you need. Fuck Camila Cardoso if you want to build around Angel Reese, or if you don't want to. If you want to build around Camila Cardoso, tell Angel Reese to go pack her bags. And like Angel Reese just tanked her trade value as well by this. She's absolutely tanked her trade value because she has shown teams if it's not going well, she will be a locker room cancer.
League executives described Reese's public attacks on teammates as unprecedented. While players often push for roster changes behind closed doors, Reese voiced her demands in the media. This raised concerns that her trade value may drop if teams view her as a potential locker room problem.
Multiple WNBA execs who spoke to front office where characterized Reese's comments on her teammates as unprecedented. While conversations about roster constructions and necessary changes happen frequently internally, it's rare for a player to air them publicly. Reese's motor, rebounding, defense have been heralded by executives and coaches across the league. Multiple league sources of front office sports, their view is that some franchises will weigh her skills on the court against her conduct off of it.
Critics noted that Reese's decision to shame teammates in a national publication was poorly timed. With games still left in the season, her words risked creating awkwardness and tension in the locker room. Many argued she should have handled these frustrations privately instead of publicly.
I don't know how I feel about going into a national publication and absolutely shaming the teammates that you play with. Now, that being said, I think maybe some sort of like behind the scenes talk would have been a little bit more apropos for a situation like this, because there are still games left in the season. There aren't many because they are absolutely eliminated from the playoffs, but it's going to be kind of awkward in the locker room, especially for, teammates like Becca Allen, Ariel Atkins.
Some even speculated about the Sky possibly trading Reese. Questions were raised about whether Chicago should continue to build around her or focus on other young players like Camila Cardoso. This uncertainty only added to rumors that Reese's time in Chicago might be short-lived.
Now, a question I have for the Chicago Sky: how much do you value Angel Reese's game? Do you value Angel Reese enough to build around her? Overpay for players? Trade Camila Cardoso? Trade Ariel Atkins? Trade whatever draft picks you have to get players that Angel Reese approves of?
Transcript 5, 7:34 to 8 o'clock. By publicly putting her teammates and coach on blast, Angel Reese created a storm inside the Chicago Sky locker room. Executives now believe this could be the end of her run in Chicago. Instead of building trust, her outspoken remarks have only fueled doubts about whether she even wants to remain with the team.
But you have to be aware when you put your organization, your coach, and your teammate like that on blast publicly, they ain't gonna be happy about it. They're gonna be like, okay, Angel, let's go. Let's make those changes you said. And that's what I mean by brought it on herself. I mean, this is a mess that she created, perhaps on purpose. Who knows?
Reese compared the Sky to the Golden State Valkyries, saying on paper Chicago might have talent, but lacks identity and effort. She warned that if things don't improve, she could see herself thriving somewhere else. This comparison showed she already has her eyes on other franchises that actually compete for championships.
Oh my goodness. It says, sure, the Sky are still young, and sure, they suffered several major blows due to injury throughout the year. That's not the reason. But Reese pointed to the inaugural Golden State Valkyries, who are ranked 6th in the league despite building their roster primarily through the expansion draft, as a comparison point for how the Sky have underperformed this season. She would flourish. She would get so much love. The Golden State Valkyries, guys, if you don't know it, that stadium be filled with so much pandemonium because the fans love them girls. If Angel Reese got traded to the Golden State Valkyries, I would be a Golden State Valkyries fan, period. I'm a fan of wherever Angel Reese goes because I love Angel Reese.
Recently, Reese praised Phoenix Mercury fans, saying she feels the love in Phoenix and in New York. These comments spark speculation that she is looking at those destinations as possible landing spots. For many, this was the biggest sign yet that Reese is preparing for life beyond Chicago.
This is what Angel Reese had to say about the Phoenix Mercury a week ago. She said, Angel Reese on Phoenix Mercury fans. These are just straight basketball fans. For me, I feel the love here in Phoenix. I feel the love here in Phoenix. They always ask me places I love playing. Phoenix is one of them. New York is one of them. She's already letting it be known. I want to play in Phoenix. She gonna try to get to the Phoenix Mercury.
Angel Reese once again missing the Indiana Fever game, this time due to suspension. Reese admits she might have to leave Chicago if things don't improve. She also demanded that head coach Tyler Marsh push players harder, showing clear frustration with the system.
Like, everybody knew the WNBA were in the not WNBA, that Angel Reese was one technical foul off suspension since before her back injury.
Angel Reese did her introductory press conference in a high school gymnasium. Angel Reese publicly calls out her teammates, publicly calls out her organization, and she has submitted a list of requests.
We can't settle for what we have this year. She then was not afraid to say that she would actually leave the team if they didn't get their act together.
Reports confirm that teammates were unhappy with Reese's public attacks, sparking locker room tension. Reese wants the entire roster rebuilt around only herself and Camila Cardoso.
A team meeting is planned at which players are expected to address Reese directly. Sky undoubtedly have issues of franchise. They were pegging the Athletics Anonymous players posed the worst from franchise in the league.
Angel Reese's future in Chicago is hanging by a thread suspension today. Maybe a new team tomorrow. What do you think happens next? Don't forget to like, subscribe, and share to keep the conversation alive.